Yeah, what's that guy doing up there? All right. Hey, everyone. All right. Doing another weekly stream. Oh, hey, don't even have any background music playing. Let me see if I can fix that. You know what? No, never mind. Not going to bother with it. All right. So, yeah. Sorry for skipping last week. I'm pretty sure there was a decent reason. I just don't remember what the hell it was. And we're just going to chalk up to me not feeling it. So, there you go. There's your answer. Oh, hello, Melody. How you doing? So yeah, there's a couple of things I did want to kind of touch on this week since we're going to go ahead and do a stream. I've been occupying the last couple of days by binging a whole, enjoying Alaska. All right, huh? Interesting. Did not know you were there, but oddly enough, you're not the only person I know there. Oh, what's up, Kumo? How you doing, bro? All right, so basically, what I wanted to do is kind of okay, yeah, I did hear you with Les, so yeah, but yeah, I didn't know you had to go all the way there to visit with them. Yeah, same to you, Como. Yeah, been a hot minute since you've been we bumped into each other. And I'm gonna keep a eye posted for the next one of your streams, and then I'll jump into chat over there with you. You know, yeah, basically just wanted to kind of touch base with a couple of things that I've been occupying my week with, and that's mostly been other Star Trek YouTubers. So, in case you don't follow Star Trek, there's been a fairly big development, a whole new series called Strange New Worlds that's just finished its first season, and honestly, it's been the best thing with the Star Trek name attached to it in probably a very long time. I'm not the only person that has said that this feels like actual Star Trek. And basically, what that means is that the last previous couple of shows, Picard and Discovery, while being like fairly decent sci-fi shows, just haven't felt like Star Trek. And anyone who's watched Trek at all knows that it basically follows a very set formula. So you have the starship, and each episode is its own self-contained thing where you go out, you land on a planet, you discover some kind of alien race, and the episode contains some kind of like weird morality play, or moral lesson, disguised in allegory and metaphor. Yeah. And that's basically it. With the exception of Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine did have its long arcing plot, but it was also still mostly kind of a long morality tale, uh, involving a whole lot of religious overtones. Yeah, but even that, it still felt like proper Star Trek. There was a camaraderie amongst the crew and the characters, and everything fit a certain visual tone and style. So that's basically while it was the most I would say subversive of the standard Trek formula, it still managed to retain some kind of feeling of Star Trek. Discovery and Picard, not so much. But Strange New Worlds has been freaking amazing. And I've been seeing a lot of my own kind of like thoughts and feelings about it echoed in a lot of the YouTube creators who have channels based around reviewing episodes and Trek as a whole. And I've discovered a couple creators that I think I want to show off here because I've kind of been binging on their content. Mostly just out of a narcissistic echo chamber of hearing them say what I've been thinking in my head about this show and the episodes, but also because they have their own kind of very unique takes on things and a style of delivery that's worth seeing. So Let's jump over here to the corner here. All right, so yeah, we're gonna start with a dude by the name of Steve Shives, and let's see what's the name of this video here. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay, and this is yeah, a video that he did entitled "Strange New Worlds Prove Some People Never Learn," and for every positive Trek reviewer out there, you get at least two or three naysayers who have been kind of just shitting all over modern sci-fi in general, like a lot of the new Star Wars stuff that's come out, a lot of the new Trek stuff that's come out. And while I have my own issues with Discovery and Picard and it not feeling like proper Trek, I at least want to say that they are decent sci-fi shows. They may not be Star Trek in spirit, but I mean, they're at least worth the watch. They have their own issues and things like that. But a lot of these angry nerds are just very upset by the idea of, all of this quote unquote, woke agenda invading their sci-fi. And Steve here makes a very good point that I've kind of been screaming at the screen at some of these angry basement dwellers myself. But he says it very succinctly, so I'm just going to let him do it.
So, Star Trek Strange New Worlds debuted this week. Actually, it debuted yesterday from the day I'm recording and probably releasing this. I thought it was terrific. Really good start to the new series. Nice to see Anson Mount back as Captain Pike. Nice to see Ethan Peck and Rebecca Romaine back as Spock and Number One, respectively. And the new cast members that we've gotten to have at least get an impression of so far all seem really promising. Just a really, really encouraging beginning to the show. And if you want to see more about my thoughts on it, you can watch my review of episode 1. That'll be the previous video in this playlist, because this is going in the Strange New Worlds reviews playlist. So I'm not going to say anything more about the episode specifically than what I said in my review, other than what I already said. I thought it was a really good start. But also, unfortunately, it is a reminder that there's just no pleasing some people. There's no pleasing some people. I know that some folks who have been fans of my Star Trek content for a while were a bit put off by the fact that I really didn't like the just completed second season of Star Trek Picard, because I do feel like there is a segment of the Star Trek fan base that just don't want anyone to be critical of it at all. Because I love Star Trek, but I am not uncritical of Star Trek, nor have I ever been. And I'm not just going to watch Star Trek and turn off my brain and just love everything that I see no matter what, just because it's Star Trek.
Okay, I'm going to cut him off here for a second, because I have not been seeing this. Even the most dedicated Trek fans that I know have had something critical to say about Discovery, and most of them also about Picard series as well. Yeah, like the diehard fan base, like I've heard a lot of apologies for it, but they've also said, it just, it's good. Like, echoing pretty much what I was trying to say, because I'm also trying to not be hypercritical of it as well. But it's good sci-fi. It was a great standalone thing. But it's Star Trek in name only. Like it borrows some of the names, some of the characters, but there's issues. There's definitely issues.
That's not how I watch anything. But there are also fans in the fan base who are the other side of that coin, who are not. It's not that they're critical of everything. It's that they reflexively just don't like anything that doesn't meet whatever preconceived expectations they have in their mind.
This is what I've been running into.
Expectations are preconceived on the basis of some pretty shitty assumptions. Mm-hmm. Like, on my review of episode 1 of Strange New Worlds, it's only been up for about a day. I've already had to remove a bunch of comments from people who are like, it's too woke. I mean, it's better than Discovery. It's better than Picard, but it's just, I just don't, it's so woke. I don't understand why they have to keep putting their leftist politics into everything. Here's my favorite. Someone actually noticed that other than Pike and Spock, the bridge crew that we see on the Enterprise in Strange New Worlds is entirely made up of women, other than Pike and Spock. First of all, number one, good, that's great to see gender representation like that, right? I have no problem with it whatsoever. Number two, I honestly didn't even notice. If I had noticed, I would have thought, oh, neat. Nice to see they're making an effort to have women represented on the show in a positive way. Like, I would have thought it was a good thing if I had even noticed it. I didn't notice it. If I had noticed it, I certainly wouldn't have marked it up as something to complain about because I'm not a fucking neurotic sexist loser. You're Star Trek fans, right? I'm not trying to gatekeep, not doing the no true fan thing. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. But as a Star Trek fan, I have to ask, what Star Trek show have you been watching?
Exactly my point.
If you watch Strange New Worlds and you're like, oh God, it's so woke, it's so leftist, it's so political, why are there so many women? What Star Trek show have you been watching that doesn't make a point of being diverse in its casting? That doesn't make a point of being not only political, but progressive in its politics? That has always been Star Trek. These fucking douchebags who are like, well, back in the day it was always political, but they never hit you over the head with it. It was always subtle, and they didn't take sides. What Star Trek show have you been watching? Do I need to point out, let that be your last battlefield in the original series, the half black, half white dudes? That's your idea of subtle political commentary? Or A Private Little War, one of the many episodes that referenced Vietnam, and that's probably the most obvious reference to Vietnam, because aside from the fact that they don't actually say Vietnam War, they call them the Brush Wars instead of saying the Vietnam War, but there's a scene with Captain Kirk and Dr. McCoy where they're talking about the conflict between the Federation and the Klingons and how they're getting involved in this proxy war on this small planet where there are each major power is arming one side or another in this conflict and carrying on a proxy war. And Captain Kirk almost verbatim says to McCoy, gee, this situation we find ourselves in is a lot like Vietnam, huh? He doesn't say Vietnam, he says brush wars, but that's literally what he says. He draws direct attention to the allegory. That's subtle political commentary for you? What about the ending of the Omega Glory? When Captain Kirk is talking about the literal United States Constitution, not the Federation Charter, not some other document that was invented as an allegory or an analog for the Constitution, the actual United States Constitution.
Quotes
He's
it word for
reciting
word.
the preamble of the actual United States Constitution, and he's saying the words in this document must apply to everybody. Not one side or another side. If the principles expressed in this document don't apply to everybody, then they are meaningless. That's your idea of subtle political commentary, you oblivious fucking douchebag? So, I know that it's nothing new, but it's still aggravating that even if you show them a Star Trek show that at least as far as the first episode goes, seems to have dealt with a lot of the problems structurally, etc., that have plagued Picard and Discovery. It's a standalone episode. It doesn't seem like they're going to try to drag one story out across 10 episodes. It's one story per episode, right? Really likable characters, really fun, fast-paced, feels like a classic Star Trek episode, feels like it could have been a TOS episode or a TNG episode, but updated, feels modern at the same time as it feels familiar. Like, it's really, really well done. And a really great job of doing Star Trek, but updating it and doing it in a way that's fresh and new and feels of this moment, but also feels like Star Trek. But all they see is, oh God, look at all the women. And, oh, the politics are so woke and leftist. What show have you been watching? Because the fact that you apparently are too fucking oblivious to have picked up on the fact that Star Trek has been ardently political and progressive in those politics since the very beginning doesn't mean that it's not so. Because it is so. That is part of what Star Trek is. It had always been political. It has always taken sides in its political arguments, and it has always been progressive and a voice for tolerance and equality and diversity and inclusion. That is as much a part of Star Trek, that is as much in its bones as exploring strange new worlds. You can't separate it from the show. It is part of what it is. And even bad Star Trek has recognized that. Even Picard, as clumsily as it was done, as pointless as a lot of that stuff, it at least made a fumbling attempt to touch on some relevant political issues and to say something about it. I think it did a really, 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 really bad job, but at least it tried, because that's what Star Trek does. That's part of what it is. And Strange New Worlds does that in its first episode. Probably won't do that in every single episode, because Star Trek never was overtly political in every single episode or movie it ever made. But that's always there. That's always a part of it. That's always in the fabric of it. It's been that way since it started. And the fact that you're too fucking oblivious to have noticed it is not Star Trek's fault, is not Alex Kurtzman's fault, is not Kirsten Byers' fault, is not the fault of anybody who is a writer or producer on the current shows. That's your fault, you fucking dipshit. And if it really bothers you that much, go watch something else. Here's an idea. Go watch whatever imaginary fucking Star Trek show you think you've been watching all this time, that you're still getting mad about this shit in the year 2022. Go do that. Fuck off and have a nice day. And actually, don't worry about the second part. And just to be clear, the fuck off and have a nice day thing was directed at those assholes I was talking to when I kind of went into a rant there at the end. All of you lovely people who are not whining about how woke Strange New Worlds is. I sincerely hope you all have a wonderful day.
And I see what you're getting at, Kumo. Like, yeah, the tone is obviously very aggressive. You know, the dude is definitely kind of mad and twisted about the whole ordeal. But at the same time, I kind of understand why, because I've been equally frustrated with, you know, all of this, you know, quote unquote pushback against the woke agenda and all this modern sci-fi, you know, because they dare, you know, represent people of color or people of different gender identities or sexualities and all this other shit, you know, because for whatever reason, these basement dwelling, you know, imbeciles just only want to see, you know, themselves on the screen and, you know, kind of like get twisted when they see something other than, you know, straight cishet white dudes, you know, in the leading roles, you know, of modern shows. Um, yeah, this creator here, Jessie Gender, you know, a trans woman, also had a video, you know, that she did recently, you know, where she kind of gets into that a little bit. You know, she calls it the what is it? The white replacement, you know, issue, you know, and again, yeah, I kind of, yeah, see what she's getting at here. So like, yeah, yeah, you didn't need to quite go so hard, but again, I understand the frustration. Yeah, I really do. It may be feeding into the trolls a little bit, you know, because, yeah, he was definitely letting his hand show there a little bit with how pissed he was about, you know, people in his own comments. But yeah, I think Jesse handles it a little bit, you know, more delicately. Right here, she's trying to show off all of her Trek tattoos. You know, she's got one on her ankle. Um, Jesse here also has a very good series that she's been doing, and not just reviews of Strange New Worlds and all the other shows, but she actually has a video essay project that she's been working on for a while about sexuality in Star Trek. Yeah, and Star Trek definitely does have some very horny episodes, and she kind of dips into why. Um, and get under being frustrated. Yeah. That's probably the safer bet. Just kind of staying out of it, not feeding the trolls. but at the same time, I'm kind of glad he did a little bit, put himself on the line to kind of see some shit that's been kind of burning in my brain too, because for every positive reviewer out there who has very intelligent and well thought out reviews, like Jesse's here. You have a nerdrotic or Victor Von Doomcock who just wants to shit all over everything just because they're afraid of the woke agenda. And it's just sad and infuriating, and it gets frustrating to see, because again, like, they show up in the comments of places where they don't have people echoing their same kind of weird resentment. So let's see here. So Jesse's definitely one worth checking out. Her essays on sexuality in Star Trek, all of them are very long. So I will warn you about that. She's breaking them down by each individual series. So the first one was on the original series. Oh, also, yeah, Kumo, what you're saying about Voyager, I also do have a very soft spot in my heart for Voyager as well. But yeah, like, whenever the discussion of some of the weirdest and worst episodes of Trek in general come up, yeah, unfortunately, that the weird salamander episode, where they break warp 10 always come up. Yeah, so look, but again, like, every series has bad episodes. For every I think that one was called Flashpoint. Let me just double check that real quick. Oh shit. You know what? No, never mind. But yeah, I'm just gonna call it this salamander episode. Um, but yeah, I dig Voyager's premise with getting like thrown out into like a whole other like quadrant of space, and they're just going to try everything they can to get back home, as quickly as possible, and all of the hijinks that ensue along the way. Um, Also, for that one, like, notoriously bad episode, I also think it has one of the best episodes of Trek. And of course, it's another two-parter, The Year of Hell, because that just highlights what a badass Captain Janeway was. And again, if like in modern day, we're getting a whole lot of pushback about all the women and all the non-white people in the leading roles and shit like that. Unfortunately, I do remember shades of that back in the day with Captain Janeway and some of the shit that oh fuck, Kate Mulgrew was getting. But no, fucking Janeway kept that ship together just through sheer force of will. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like, by the end of the first episode into the beginning of the second one, like, literally everything was falling apart around her, and the only thing that was keeping the ship together was just her own fucking determination. And so, like, yeah, just proved how fucking badass she was. So yeah, like, no, I will actually put Voyager above DS9. I did marathon DS9 during a particularly bad flu season where I was out of work for a couple of days, and so, like I said, maybe this is finally time. This is maybe the opportunity I've finally been looking for. So I just grabbed a copy of the entire run of it and just literally binged it all in the matter of like 2 or 3 days. And enjoyed a lot of what I saw there too. There was a lot of really good episodes, a lot of really good memorable characters. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. And then even did Enterprise after that too, and really liked a lot of what I saw about Enterprise as well. So yeah, 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 no complaints, no complaints. I'm not gonna give you shit for digging Voyager. Um, but yeah, Jesse's reviews, because she really does do some very well thought out deep dives into this series. She it brings up a very good point about a lot of people who are shitting all over modern Trek about how it doesn't conform to Gene's vision, and then she does a really good job of dissecting what Gene's vision, quote unquote, actually was. And while Gene's kind of been deified within the Trek fandom, for the great bird of the galaxy with his amazing venture of this utopian future, she did a lot of discovery on what the kind of person Gene actually was. And anyone who's been in the fan base for a while, like since the inception of Next Generation, and before that, who did any kind of deep dive on their own, read any of the biographies or read any of the tell-alls from the cast members who have come out since then. Yeah, you've kind of gotten hints of the type of dude that Gene actually was, and he was certainly no fucking saint. So while, yeah, he did give us a brighter glimpse of a possible future as long as humanity can kind of pull their shit together, he was also a very flawed person. But yeah, Kuma, definitely stick around sometime, hop into the DMs. Yeah, we definitely need, yeah, wouldn't mind having somebody to actually bounce some, discussion back and forth with. Yeah. And then here, where we go. One more guy I kind of wanted to pull up here. Another dude who's been doing some really good reviews, and somebody else I can kind of relate to. A dude who goes by the name of Blunty, and apparently he's been doing this for a while now, and been just right before I started stream tonight, been kind of doing a quick binge of his episode by episode review of Strange New Worlds, and found a lot of things that I've really liked about his idea. And at the same time, can't absolutely agree with everything the dude has said. We've disagreed on a couple of the episodes and how we perceive them. But at the same time, he's not another one of these like angry naysayers. When he just finds something he doesn't like about an episode, he can state it very succinctly, in a way that just doesn't come off like too hypercritical. So I've really appreciated that. And then he's gone into some of his own like personal issues and stuff that I also can kind of relate to myself. So yeah, I really appreciate everything he's had to say. Shooty, hey, what's up? Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, just talking a little bit of Star Trek right now. I mean, my own personal history with it was, I grew up with episodes of the original series on VHS tape that my parents had basically taped off of the TV, while it was still in syndication. So, and I'm pretty sure if I dig around deep enough, I could probably still find some of those tapes, with all the glorious 80s commercials still on them as well. So that would probably be fun. Um, I think they did their best to try to cut out most of them, but, would like, hit record when the episode started, pause it when the commercials came on, and then make sure to try to unpause it, when the show came back from commercial. So like, that was still means that like you still get a couple of station IDs and maybe one or two commercials mixed in between. But that's how I grew up with original series, and y'all know I'm old as fuck anyway. So like, I have no problem admitting I was there for the premiere of the first episode of Next Generation, and it absolutely blew my mind. Now, in hindsight, anybody who follows Trek knows that those first couple of seasons of Next Gen are really, really rough and to go back on and rewatch. Oh hell yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll pick one of the servers some days. I'll hop into the VC and like, yeah, I have every episode of every series, except for Discovery. Unfortunately, yeah, but yeah, wouldn't mind like showing off Strange New Worlds for a bunch of people, so that way everyone can get caught up. Because again, I've really enjoyed it. But yeah, Lunty here, definitely worth checking out. And here, what I would even go so far as doing is I will grab. Here we go. Yeah. So here's Lunty's channel.
Badoom. Holy smoke.
Oh, yeah, there we go. And I will throw that into the chat here. Oh, why is it not letting me? Okay, there we go. Paste. There you go. There is Blunty. There's Jesse again. Let me grab Jesse's channel. And the video that's currently playing in the background here is her video called The Complete and Unhinged Guide to Watching Star Trek. So basically kind of like a all-encompassing review of the series as a whole. Which one of the few that she's done that I haven't watched yet, but I'm probably going to fall asleep watching tonight after stream. So yeah, that'll be fun for me. Let me go back. Yeah, okay, yeah. Here's her channel. And then, Steve here.
Hey folks, Steve here with a quick...
Yeah, thank you, Steve. All right. So again, Blunty doesn't always do entirely just Trek. He has a whole bunch of other like nerdy things that he's into. But yeah, again, I've mostly just been focusing on his Star Trek reviews. Jesse does primarily Star Trek stuff, but also a lot of like trans and LBGT politics kind of stuff as well, because it's very relevant to her situation. And then I think Steve does like, I would say 70% Star Trek, but he also has his own like political hot takes that he if he feels like talking about, he'll go ahead and stop and make a video about it as well. So yeah, unlike all three channels, definitely worth checking out, but especially if you like Star Trek. So that's just how I've been occupying my time for the past week or so. Just getting caught up with the show itself, and then finding other decent content creators who are worth checking out, and been kind of again trying to approach it without bitching about how woke agenda is ruining sci-fi, because fuck all that, seriously. All right. So that's the main thing I've been wanting to jump in on. So now we're just going to kill some time with some fighting games. Because why the hell not? And I guess one other thing I can catch you up on is unfortunately I'm still not completely caught up with Guilty Gear Strive. Oh, okay, cool. See, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I thought I would be the only one who was like completely aware of some of those
Guilty
creators,
Gear Exar, Rev 2.
but apparently not. So yeah, glad Jesse's stuff's getting out there, because I've been really enjoying her takes on things. So as far as my own Steam library goes, again, I still only have XR, and I did get to play Strive with a friend IRL, not too long ago, and finally got some hands-on time with it. Unfortunately, it does seem like they did nerf my main Melia a little bit, but at the same time, everything kind of looks amazing, moves and flows very similarly to the way I would expect. There we go, sound settings. I wanted to turn down the BGM just a little bit. There we go. And everything else is fine. Okay, cool. And since I need to milk a little bit of time out of this, I'm still going to do single player, but we'll do an episode.
Who dares to be outrageous?
And we'll just get to learn a little bit of the story behind my main character.
世界を震撼させた事件の発生、そして死んだはずのザトウの復活、目まぐるしく変わる状況の中、彼女の心は大きく揺れ動いていた。
Zato's revival. So basically, Zato's another character in the game. His whole ordeal is there. He is right there on the right there with the blindfold on. Yeah, his sleeping eye mask.
大義も体裁もない。まるで子供だわ。
The character in the forefront here with the amazing hair is, in the pipe is Slayer. He's the leader of the Assassins Guild, of which Melia is a member. And then you have Venom right here with the hair in his face and the elaborate signal printed on it.
ええまあ私はどうでもよいです。
まあいいわ。少し付き合ってあげる。
And apparently, in some of the deep lore, Melia and Zato were lovers at one point, but then Zato snubbed Melia for Slayer. Or no, for Venom. Yeah, there we go. So they may get allusions to that in the one quote here.
出ていくなら止めはしない。だけど。
Now, I do occasionally also play as Venom as well.
ミリア、そこを通していただこう。Heaven or hell, duel, one, let's rock.
好きだよ。鈍い。遅い。
See, I'm trying not to go too hard here on some of these earlier levels because the AI ramps up depending on your playstyle in the earlier rounds. So basically, if I'm playing this in story mode, I think it really is one-round matches. No? Okay, guess not. See, I'm also trying to use that knife as much as possible because that's something that they took from her in Strive. You don't get the nifty little air knife in here. Very nice. Okay.
正確な攻撃にこだわりすぎるから手が休んでしまうのよ。後手に回るくらいなら闇雲に先手を取りなさい。
That's what I say. Melia knows that she's built for rushdown players, which is exactly what I am. So I started playing Guilty Gear with X2, and Leo here wasn't introduced until X3. So still not super up on his lore, but obviously a bit of a narcissist. But because I'm not super aware of his character, I really don't know if it's warranted or not. Seems to be in charge of something. Not this match, but he seems to be in charge of something. Oh, look at that. He finally hit me. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Melia, win, straight.
Very nice.
そんなに必死に追いかけてこなくても私から行くわよ。とどめは刺さなきゃいけないんだから。
Melia versus Ramlethal. Get ready to rock.
未来と交戦する。
Heaven or hell. Duel. One.
You know, when I discovered VTubers and, knew, saw all the different obvious, like, anime influences and a lot of the character designs, I always thought Ramethal would make a good VTuber character.
It's not over yet. Melia, win. Duel. Two. All or nothing.
I have such a hard time pulling off that special. You're just gonna knock me right out of it, huh? There we go.
Melia, win. Straight.
バツァカーラ。本当に感情がないものの攻撃ならばこれほど制裁を書くはずがない。
Implying that Ramethal may be a little bit of a hothead. Right. Oh god, Jam. Alright. Alright, I apologize for all of your ears going forward for this match.
やったいからって直しね。私が勝ったらバイトしてもらうよ。
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
手をくるね。手をくるね。そうじゃないね。手をくるね。
Yeah, so I said the previous round that Ramethal looks like a lot of VTubers. Jam sounds like a lot of VTubers. Gonna fucking block everything, huh?
It's not over yet.
Shit. Damn it.
手加減知らない人ね。危機感が足りない。
Melia, win. Duel. Two. Turn up the heat.
Alright, yeah. CPU starting to kind of hone in on some of my bullshit here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, yeah. Here we go. Uh-oh. Okay, there's still hope for me yet. There we go. There we go. Alright, but that last round was a little harder to pull off, so I don't know about my chances for the next one after this. Let's see.
何度でも立ち上がろうとする気立てには感心するわ。でも私の戦法は一度でも相手を倒せればそれで終わりなの。
Melia versus Dizzy. Get ready to rock.
Oddly enough, Dizzy's usually my very first match whenever I play, but again, since we're doing story mode, all of these are supposed to be kind of like lore specific.
理解しないと。
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
好きだ。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。好きだ。鈍い。
So yeah, I still play a lot of X2 accent core, and so yeah, when you're just playing like a standard, versus CPU round, as Melia, for whatever reason, Dizzy's usually your first match. So I'm gonna guess if I win this one, which seems like shouldn't be too big of an issue, I'm gonna guess after Dizzy here, next match lineup is going to be Soul.
Duel 2. Turn up the heat.
Uh-oh.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Okay. Yeah, that's what I get for talking shit.
好きだ。
Mm-mm. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. There we go. Yes. Alright. Okay. There we go. Stay in the corner. You do not come out until I let you. And there we go.
納得いかなそうね。
Melia win straight.
相変わらず化け物ね。理由は知らないけど、前より怖くないわ。
Yeah, Dizzy had much more important role in the lore in the previous games.
Melia versus Axel.
Oh, Axel, huh? Alright. Yeah, maybe these aren't lore specific, because I honestly don't know of like any story between Axel and Melia.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
No like deep lore significance between them as far as I'm aware. Uh-oh. Oh. What's up? This is Guilty Gear Xrd. So not the most recent installation in the franchise, but like the second to most recent. Been a long-time fighting game fanatic, and Guilty Gear is stands pretty high in my tier list of all-time best fighting games. This particular installation of it, also pretty high up there. I started with X2, and this is Xrd, which is the third one. But because of fighting games, there was tons of revisions. Like for instance, the first version of X2 that I played was just called Midnight Carnival. Then there was Sharp Reload. And then you finish out with X2 Accent Core. When Xrd came out, it was originally Xrd Sign, and this is Xrd Rev 2. So they only managed to make 2 revisions of this one. And then the most recent installation in the Guilty Gear franchise was Guilty Gear Strive, which I guess is about a year old now, maybe like a year and a half. I don't know. Unfortunately, I still do not own Strive. I tend to buy my fighting games once all the DLC packs and revisions have already come out. And then I will drop wait for it to go on sale for like about $40 or less. There was recently a huge DLC pack and revision for Strive, and now I'm just waiting for it to go on that sale, because right now it still costs about $60. Here we go. Here's our big lore drop right here. Matt, welcome to the stream, Tesh. Usually don't get a whole lot of YouTube chatters, so congrats on being one of the few. The answer lies in the heart of battle. So if I remember the way that this works, even if I win this particular match against Zeto, there's a second follow-up match with him in a slightly more powered up state. And then I think I have to fight Slayer at the end. So basically I have to fight my ex in the Assassin's Guild, and then I have to fight the leader of the Assassin's Guild. Uh-oh. Damn, I finally lost a round. Uh-oh. Alright. Alright. No more fucking around. Kid guts come off. Oh, oh, shit. Alright, alright. Nope, 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 nope. Oop. There we go. Okay. There we go. Get back in the corner. You stay in the corner. I put you there. You stay there. Come on. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Oh no. Okay. Wasn't paying attention to life gauges, so I figured that might have been me there for a second. Okay, so it all comes down to the tiebreaker. Here we go. Alright, yeah, nope, nope. Alright, okay, yep, nope, 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 nope. Give me the knife. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yes. 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 There we go. Yes. Oh, threw him out of the corner. I can put him back in. Oh. Wait, I can throw the knife at that button? I didn't know that. Okay, well, I'll put you in this corner then. Just stay in the goddamn corner. No, 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 no. Oh, it's gonna come down to the fucking wire. Yes. 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 Oh. Holy shit. Okay. Well, at least he kept it interesting to watch.
時を経
All
る
right.
お前の技はますます冴えている。
ご丁寧な社交辞令痛み入るわ。気遣いは無用と言ったはずだけど、
社交辞令などではないさ。
随分と人間的な感情が戻ったのね。お世辞に加えて嘘までつけるようになるなんて。
お前には戦場に出てほしくない。人の感情を失った私が唯一感じ取れる熱、それはお前を守るという動機だけなのだ。
No, I'm gonna pull a fast one on you.
そこ。普通の暮らし。
Actually, banana milk sounds decent.
何？あなたがいない数年。
Just checking. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So while we're waiting for this cutscene here, I'll go ahead and change it.
近所の人たちは親切で笑顔と人の温かみにあふれていた。素直に幸せだった。でも
BR0B0T XR Rev 2. There we go.
特別ではあったけど、普通ではなかった。
Okay. So yeah, stream and show should be updated. Thanks for the heads up.
でもなぜかあなたたちのくだらない復讐ごっこに付き合えば何かが見えると思った。
見つかるのか、その先に。
わからない。けれど今は進んでみたい。
Melia versus Slayer.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're just gonna jump straight to the boss.
何かに迷っているようだね。
余計なお世話よ。
私もザトウ君の意見に賛成だ。君は戦うべきではない。
足手まとい？
失礼を承知で言おう。その通りだ。君の言う通り、我々に大義などはない。こんなことに君を付き合わせてその身を危険にさらせば、我々は皆本来の力を出しきれない。負けるにしても言い訳をしたくないのがバカな男どもの考え方でね。
Yes, thank you very much for the gift of banana milk.
どうやらその迷いに一つの回答を提供できるかもしれない。
え？
構えたまえ。悪いが本当に手加減はしないよ。
Heaven or hell.
Alright, so I might actually lose this one. Let's see. Oh, yep. Yep, Slayer's on his bullshit. Alright, here we go. Get in the corner and stay there. No, stay in the corner. Oh. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Ha ha ha, gotcha, gotcha. Oh, okay. That hurt. There we go. So there's one round down. Let's see if I can get another.
Duel 2. All or nothing.
Hell yeah. There we go. Oh, oh, nope. Alright, here we go.
It's not over yet.
Oh. See, he keeps trying to follow it up, and that one never hits. Okay, 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 okay. Yes, yeah. You were not here for earlier for the track discussion, but I guess out of all of them, I do still have a very fond place in my heart for next gen. So I guess in order it would go next gen, original series, Voyager, then Enterprise, then DS9. But now Strange New Worlds is kind of creeping up very high on that list. So I would even put Strange New Worlds above DS9, and then Picard, and then Discovery. I haven't watched enough of Lower Decks to really form an opinion yet, but I did like what I have seen of it. And same with the like 70s animated series. That's actually one I don't have in my collection right now. I should probably change that and like marathon all the animated series episodes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that soon. Oh hey, I won.
生まれた女をすべてなかったことにはできない。そして背負うべき罪も。でも、もうあの暗闇に戻ることはできない。だから私は誰かが帰ってこれる場所を作る。私がアサシン組織の次期首領だ。
Okay, no, yeah, if you like the older stuff, you know, if you've ever watched any of the original series episodes, no, Strange New Worlds is definitely going to be right up your alley. Now, like I said earlier, like it is a true return to form. It feels like Star Trek, you know, whereas Picard and Discovery did not. So yeah, Strange New Worlds is definitely going to be worth checking out for you. I would actually highly recommend it. Okay, so there we go. I did not actually think I was going to win that, but here we are. Closing credits and everything. Okay. Alright. Also didn't take quite as long as I thought, so here we go. Oh, to be continued. What's that all about? Here, I get all my scores and results. Alright. So time to switch to something else then.
Guilty Gear Exar, Rev 2.
There you go. Right after I change my stream info too. So, alright, let me go ahead and change the stream info again. What am I going to load up next? I'm definitely going to stick with some more fighting games. But here, I will do... yeah, there we go. So I will update the stream info first, and then pull up the game. Go ahead and get it loaded. Yeah, I was going to try to keep it a secret, but apparently OBS had other plans. But you know what? Screw it. Okay. So is it not going to capture now? Alright. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes? Hello? Wake up. Wake up. Alright, well, let me try removing it and re-adding it then. Okay. Let's do game capture. So I like how it's going to fucking sell me out on the interface, but then not capture properly once I get into game. Alright. There we go. Okay. Why the... Okay. What the hell is going on with that? Alright. I have an idea. I might understand why it's being dumb. Okay, so there we go. Just change something in the settings real quick. Yeah, input. No, not input. Drivers. There we go. Video. No. Still GL. Huh. Maybe because of the screen. So if I put this over here and put this over here, is that going to make it happier? No. Now it's going to crash apparently. No. Okay. There we go. Okay. But it's still not capturing. Interesting. I've never had this problem before. Okay, one more time. Game capture. I won't even bother naming it this time. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do that. Let's grab that window. Let's grab this. Yep. Okay. Yeah, no. Interesting. Okay, let me switch this back around and let me try full screen. Will that make it happier? Well, here, since I'm going to do it full screen anyway, I'll do it as a display capture. One of the wonders of finally having a dual monitor setup again. Okay, so I can eliminate that. This, display capture, yes. Okay, so yeah, not that one. Display 1, display 2, there we go. Oh, wow, okay, doesn't need to be that big. Okay, and then, yeah, any of y'all who, okay, there we go. Scared me there for a second. So yes, any of y'all who bother with, I'm just going to come right out and say it, emulation, will be very happy to learn that I no longer stretch out my games to 16:9. It's a very... I don't want to call it a bad habit because honestly, it didn't look that bad stretched. I don't know why people get their panties all in a bunch and absolutely insist that emulation be is like accurate as possible to the original source. Oh, what the hell is going on with my controls? What the hell is just going on with RetroArch in general? What the fuck? Okay. No, okay, that is all wrong. That is so wrong and hurts. Okay, so okay, no. That needs to be strong kick. That needs to be medium kick. That button needs to be strong punch. And that button needs to be medium punch. And then nothing on the L's. And okay, R1. Yeah, weak punch. Okay, and then R2 weak kick. Okay, very good. So how the hell did that get remapped so wrong? Okay, controls, port 1. Okay, where can I save controls? Okay, I'll just manage remap files. Oh yeah, there we go. You got save game remap. I actually want to save that as a core remap. Save content directory remap. Oh, okay. Apparently I can't save as a core remap. Okay, well. Interesting, but okay. Alright. That feels better. Okay. So yeah, since I was just going into like my history with Star Trek, I can go ahead and just start gushing about my history with fighting games. And like with most fighting game fanatics, it all starts with Street Fighter 2. Holy shit, that hurt. Okay. Too busy talking. Not busy enough fighting. Okay. I usually do not do this badly. Okay. Oh, so much for Rio. Alright. Let's take care of this asshole. Alright, there we go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Alright. There. He's done. Oh, damn, he blocked it. Okay. Block that one. Let me smack him one more time with another one of those. Oh, see, I was about to pull it out. Oh, damn. Alright, see. Too busy focusing on trying to pull out that super and got my ass handed to me. Bummer. Okay. Okay. So let's try this again.
Let's go, Bob. Ready. Fight.
There we go. I mean, button mashing is definitely a part of it, especially in the earlier days. As I was saying earlier, when I very first started with Street Fighter 2, like anytime you walk up to the cabinet for the very first time, you just pick a random character, button mash, and hope for the best. But luckily, shortly after finding it in the arcade, I did manage to find some kids in the neighborhood who had it on Super Nintendo, and would actually let me hang out with them, and I would still get my ass consistently smashed by them, but actually took the time to try to learn special moves and how different characters played and things like that. And then when Street Fighter finally came to the Genesis, because I was a Genesis kid, then I actually got a guidebook, because this was all pre-internet, so you actually had to buy an actual book that laid out all the combinations for you, and couldn't pull off a fucking quarter circle to save my life. It took me a damn, just got mashed again. I do not usually do this badly in this game. Is it because I'm talking? It might be because like I'm trying to focus on what I'm saying and not the game. But yeah, we're just gonna blame it on that. Yeah. Okay. So this is an interesting new learning curve for me. So yeah, I will still continue to try to learn how to talk and fight at the same time.
Let's go, bub.
So yeah, Genesis finally got the special championship edition. Yeah, because of like weird little contract negotiations, for exclusivity rights between Capcom and Nintendo at the time. So Genesis had to call theirs, something other than just Street Fighter 2, in name. And at that point, Championship Edition had already hit the arcades, and if you're not super familiar with the lineage of Street Fighter 2 and its many revisions, the only difference between Championship Edition and the original is basically you got to play as the 4 boss characters. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there was like a little bit of like, game balancing and things like that as well. But Special Championship Edition on Genesis also gave you some of the turbo features that were supposed to be exclusive to Street Fighter 2 Turbo for SNES, which basically let you play the game at a faster speed, but again also let you play it as the boss characters. There we go. All right. See, this match already feels a lot better. Gotcha. There we go. See, now I'm back on track. But yeah, even with the hours and hours that I soaked, and I made sure to get the special 6-button controller that was pretty much required for fighting games on Genesis at the time, because Genesis originally came with that weird chunky 3-button controller boomerang looking thing. So yeah, I got my 6-button controller, I got my copy of Street Fighter 2 that I could finally play by myself at home, without having to tie up, some neighbor kid's Super Nintendo. And that was pretty much it for me. And then Mortal Kombat hit the scene, so I got the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat as well. Fell in love with that, And while the Genesis version certainly looked a lot crappier than the SNES version and sounded like absolute garbage, it at least had all the blood and fatalities that Mortal Kombat was known for. So again, like found some guides and some move lists and everything like that. Learned that game inside and out. Once I finish a couple rounds of this, I'll boot up some Mortal Kombat 2. Because I do love all my retro fighting games that I grew up with. Because again, as we've established, I am old as fuck. I am an old and ancient machine. There we go. And also because I stuck with fighting games, that means I did stick with Sega as far as my home consoles went after that. So after a number of years, I gathered up my Genesis. I was one of the poor suckers that fell into the 32X rabbit hole, unfortunately. So I grabbed the Genesis, the 32X, all of my games and everything else. And then traded that in for the Sega Saturn, because at that point Capcom and Sega had kind of like gotten into bed a little bit more, and so arcade perfect versions of this game and all of the Capcom fighting games that were happening at this time, X-Men versus Street Fighter here, the Street Fighter Alpha series, Darkstalkers, all of those, were getting arcade perfect ports at home for the Sega Saturn. There is X-Men vs. Street Fighter for the Sony PlayStation, but because of the PlayStation's limited memory and the and just its inability to like really handle 2D sprites. Yeah, the PlayStation was a machine built for 3D polygons. It couldn't really handle 2D sprites all that well. So if you notice, the X-Men vs. Street Fighter port for PlayStation does not let you do, this, where you tag out and you can bring in, oh wait, no, my other character's already died, that's why I can't tag him in right now. Again, I'm doing more talking than paying attention to the game. But yeah, you can't tag out your characters mid-match like you can, in this arcade version, or the Saturn port. And then, along with all of the cool Capcom fighting games in the Street Fighter series that were happening on Saturn at the time, SNK was also doing their thing on Saturn as well, with the King of Fighters series, which quickly became a staple of anybody who was into fighting games at the time. Particularly around '97. There were a lot of the like hardcore kids in the scene, that were playing shit like Fatal Fury and Art of Fighting and Samurai Showdown and all of those. But I jumped in once SNK started throwing all of those characters together and threw them into the King of Fighters, which is basically a giant like best of mashup, of all of their different fighting game properties. I'm gonna do one more round of this, and then I'll jump into some MK.
Let's go, bub.
And then, since I'm talking about King of Fighters, I'll jump into some of that as well. Now, while, like myself, this game may be old as fuck, I really think, the pixel art style holds up. Now, because, like, I'm just going to come right out and admit that, like, I'm emulating this. I can, apply some nifty filters and shit to it as well. That kind of smooth out some of those pixels to make it look a little bit more hand-drawn, but, again, like, I will take this over some of the, like, 3D polygon fighters that were happening around this time. So stuff like, the early Tekken games and, the first couple of, Dead or Alives, or, I don't know, the first, Soul Calibur game, Soul Blade, or Soul Edge, depending on what part of the world you're from. It doesn't look as rough as some of those earlier ones. But yeah, again, that first entry, you can definitely tell it's fairly of its time. Oh, but here we go. If we were talking like really old, poorly aged 3D polygon fighters, look no further than Virtua Fighter. Oh god, that game just did not age well at all. Okay, I'm still getting my ass thoroughly in. Yes, agree. Like Tekken 3 still holds up, and again, through emulation, there's a lot of upscaling that you can do. Yeah, you can smooth out some of the clipping and everything. And actually, here, since you brought it up, and I'm just repeatedly getting my ass handed to me in this one, I can. Pretty sure I have. Okay, no, it's not. Wait, no, here we go. No, okay, no. Okay, so I don't have it listed here, but I know it's in here somewhere. All right, here. I need to take this off screen for a second because I think with the way I have this laid. Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, here we go. See, all right, here we go. go. And I'll do it with this core. And there's my Discord. Just there we go. Thank you. See, I don't know if I've changed any of these settings yet. So yeah, here, impromptu on a how-to session for working with RetroArch. So bottom left-hand corner here, here's our core that we're using to emulate the game. Once you're in the game, you can jump into this menu here using a key combination that you set up in the settings. We're going to jump into the options here. Here's our video settings for this particular core. So yeah, and okay, cool. Yeah, I already have set all these. Okay, so yeah, we're upscaling the game by 4. There we go. Internal resolution depth 32-bit. Yeah, dithering is off. There we go. That is something that you're going to want to do for a lot of PlayStation games. Okay, we can do some texture filtering as well. See what are our options here. Okay, no, I do like XPR best for our texture filtering. Yep, all right. Well, this looks good. Okay, so what's it gonna look like? All right, let's see. Let's do practice mode real quick, just quick. Okay, and let's do versus CPU. Okay. Alright, looks good to me. You were talking earlier about button mashing. That's pretty much all I did in Tekken. Like, I know there's actual, like, flow and style that, you can get into. There are patterns and combos that, you can actually, accomplish here. See, but again, like, thanks to some of the upscaling here and some of the emulation, this does not look nearly as bad as what most people would remember this looking. Okay, so we'll jump out of practice mode. Let's see here. Now, how do I get out of practice mode? That's the thing.
For its law, fight.
Okay. Combat training, player select, reset. Yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so let's just go around of arcade mode. Why not? Alright. And then here. Yeah, I will place Nina. Also, because of emulation, notice loading times are significantly cut down as well. Okay, it is very much showing that. Oh, okay, here we go. Huh, it does have quarter circle moves. Interesting. I never knew that about Tekken. There we go. A killer uppercut. Yeah, see, the interesting thing about a lot of these earlier, particularly PlayStation games, is that they were counting on the TV, you know, the shittiness of the like old school tube TVs to hide a lot of the like, you know, rougher edges that, you know, some of these 3D games had. So once like very decent, you know, high def, you know, monitors and TVs became a thing, yeah, a lot of those rough edges started to show very loudly. So again, you know, luckily because of emulation, you know, with stuff like this, yeah, a lot of that gets cleaned up very well. Yeah, and so, you know, the games themselves can actually shine out a little bit better. Yeah, look a little bit closer to what you may remember them looking like, instead of looking like absolute garbage.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, like that move. Alright. More of that. There we go. Nice.
You win. Round 2. Fight.
There we go. A little punchy punchy, kicky kicky. Yeah, see, the arcade sticks, I do love my fighting games. I love them to death, but I never became one of the stick players. I just couldn't do it. Like, I've gotten to the point now where, like, I have enough friends that are deep enough into the fighting game scene that they all play with sticks, and now a lot of them have also moved to the hitboxes as well, which is basically controllers that are literally just all buttons. Like they're built like the big, you know, bulky, like rectangular arcade sticks, but like they have like WASD layouts, which is really interesting. But no, I like, you know, just like my model right here shows, you know, I like my arcade control, I like my game pads, I like my console pads. Yeah. Like just like you're seeing on the screen here, like I'm playing on an Xbox controller, and I'm very happy with it.
You win.
Yeah, and so what I'm doing here is because I'm not like a super advanced Tekken player, I'm doing slightly better than button mashing. You know, like I'm trying to chain together some like, you know, like bare bones fighting game combos here. Just using like, you know, basic fighting game fundamental theory.
Round 2. Fight.
But yeah, I couldn't pull together like any decent, like, you know, endless combos or, you know, non-stop air juggling. Just sticking to the basics. Yeah, it's shit that works across all fighting games.
Round 1. Fight.
Uh-oh. There we go.
You win. Round 2. Fight.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep this rolling to see how far I can actually go.
Round 1. Fight.
I did not expect to be doing this well. Because I almost never actually play this game. There we go. Alright.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, okay.
You lose. Final round. Fight.
Love the soundtrack is very of its time as well. I found my grab. But it's not going to do me any good. Oh, whoa! There we Alright. Managed to eke that one out.
You win. Round 1. Fight.
Uh-oh. Oh. Woof. Okay, alright, yeah. I think this is where it may all fall down for me. Yep. Of course it would be the fucking Bruce Lee knockoff that took me out.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, can't even be mad about that. Alright, here we go. Oh, nope. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here's where it all falls down. Alright.
You lose. Continue.
No thanks. Okay. Alright, so yeah, let me dig out here. Yeah, so you mentioned MK4. And again, like this one I didn't bother getting too deep into until like, you know, recently. See, but no, I will always have, you know, my soft spot here for good old MK2. My boy Baraka here. I can actually turn this one up a little bit. There we go.
Round 1. Fight. Outstanding. Baraka wins. Flawless victory.
So here's the issue is how, like, it is actually documented, like, proven scientific fact, that in later stages, the AI just straight up cheeses you and cheats, in this game. It was because we're, emulating the arcade version of this, because despite how popular this game was, there really is no, like, arcade perfect port of this game from this era. And any of the decent home ports that came later from, like, PS3 era or later, the ones done by a Backbone, are literally just emulating the arcade version. Okay, but later on, like, no, then this game just straight up starts cheating.
Fatality. Round 1, fight.
So yeah, if you want to have any chance of winning, like, you have to abandon any kind of strategy or, you know, skill and just start cheesing it before it starts cheesing you. Alright.
Finish him. Baraka wins.
Go ahead and update the stream thing again.
Round 1, fight.
Alright, let me go to pause it real quick. Mortal. And there's 11. There's 2. Oh, there we go. 2. Done. Alright. Yeah, should have seen that coming. Alright, yeah, and it would be Liu Kang that just finally starts stalking that shit. See, again, it's always the weird Bruce Lee knockoffs.
Liu Kang wins. Round 2, fight.
There we go. Oh, shit. There we go. Hey. Hey. Ah. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Alright. There.
Baraka wins. Round 3, fight. Finish him.
Damn.
Liu Kang wins.
Didn't even get a chance to chase him. Alright. I'm gonna try to continue. Just to see if it'll give me any kind of chance of kicking his ass fair and square.
Fight.
No? Alright. There we go. Oh. Oh. No. Damn. Okay.
Round 2, fight.
Shit. Shit. Okay, okay.
Wins.
You got this, maybe? Alright, alright. Oh. Shit. No, 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 no. No, motherfucker. Oh, son of a... Okay, no, no.
Wins.
Fighting a losing battle here, okay. Yeah, yeah. See, yeah, the MK games were just straight up developed to eat quarters. You know, like, it lets you win those first couple rounds and make you think that you actually have a chance. And no matter how, like, good you are, like, fighting game fundamentals or, like, playing MK in general, yeah, people who could, like, you know, just have, like, double-digit winning streaks against, you know, other competent players who get their asses handed to them after, like, the fourth or fifth match, yeah, against the CPU. Yeah, seeing the end, yeah, unless you're just straight up cheesing it in the game, because yeah, like, I saw a similar one, you know, specifically about MK2 and how to cheese MK2, and it's basically, yeah, you play as Baraka, which I do anyway, just because, like, I love the knives. But no, if you actually want to see the end of the game, you have to play as Baraka and just basically jump back, jump forward, low kick, blades, jump back, jump forward, locate blades. That's basically how you do it. You see, but yeah, even because I wasn't cheesing from the start, the AI had already like figured out my whole play style and just smacked me down. All right, so change my stream info for like exactly 2 minutes and all right. See, yeah, I brought up King of Fighters earlier. I didn't see it. I'm not feeling SNK versus Capcom now. All right, so here I'll do yeah, here we go. 97. Yeah, that's the one I'm most familiar with. Here we go. And we'll update my stream info one more time. No. There's 98.
They're back to the answer they found to
94, 96,
debate or just money
99.
shall be clear as the powers will be useful. Now, the fourth phase is about to begin.
There's 97. Nah, I'm gonna turn that down. Because, for whatever reason, MK is just super quiet. Alright, and, okay, yeah, again, another quick, oh my, okay. RetroArch kind of having a moment here. Okay, yeah, so no shaders applied. Alright, so here we go. Here's how you apply shaders. Using OpenGL. So now what I always tend to use is this XBR hybrid. Yeah, 2 XBR hybrid V3 gamma. We filter to the nearest pixel and we double it. So we go from that pixelated mess to nice clean smooth edges, and we will save that as a core presets. There we go, very good. See, again, already looks much better now. Okay, now here's, pick advanced mode. Here's my lineup. So I play as Yori because I love my edgy anti-hero characters. Yuri because I love my Shota clones, where I can just spam fireballs. And let's see here. Oh no, I didn't want the character. I don't know how to play. No, sorry. We're gonna have to restart. Okay, start it again. Advanced mode. Yuri, and okay, and Billy Kane, sure it is. In that order. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to do remapping as well. Yep. Okay. Yep. Keys are not mapped properly. Okay, so we're gonna have to I have to do that as soon as I had to apply shaders to it. Okay, yeah. So here we go. Okay. Okay, so are all of these in the right spot? Okay, so that one, that is C. I definitely want that on that, so that's C, that's D. Okay. So D, I want that. So we'll switch B and D. Okay, and now switch the light punch and light kick. So that is B now, and that is A. So switch A and B. Cool. All right. So I know that's right now. Manage remap files. Save game remap. All right. Very good. And there we go. Alright, you get the early win on that one because I'm too busy talking with my buttons, but now that I know what I'm doing, let's actually fight.
Round 2. Ready, go! KO!
There we go.
Winner is Yuri! Round 3. Ready, go!
And see, in some of the later KOF games, they gave her a move list that basically wasn't just a deliberate ripoff of like Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter. But at the same time, this is exactly why I play her in this game. Yeah, this is Sakura before there was a Sakura. But Tots, I don't have her games. But just for you, as soon as I finish a couple more ratchets and end my stream here, because yeah, I've been going for about 2 hours now. As soon as I end stream, I will make sure to properly hydrate and get a snack before I go to bed. There will be some I understand it, yes. No, there will be some water before bed. There may or may not be a little bit of vodka in that water, but there will be water.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Because as a robot, I subscribe to the Bendington Rodriguez theory of robots ingesting alcohol. It's awesome for the circuits, it helps clean everything, keeps everything nice and fresh. It does act as an alternate fuel source. But yeah, I don't mind watering my alcohol down either.
Round 2. Ready, go!
I know, Mr. Seekinsu here. You saw him like scarf down that giant rice ball right before the match here. I forget if it's a win pose or like an alternate stage opening animation that he has, where like he actually chokes on the rice ball. Very cute.
KO! Winner is Kensu.
And now you die. Yes. Alright. Okay, that's still me though. Okay, cool. Okay, but do I get any health back before? Okay, cool. I did get some health back. Alright, very nice. Oh, speaking of alcohol, let's do in the drunken fighting style. I do believe when this game came out, or when this character was developed, Jackie Chan's Drunken Master series of movies was still very relevant and very popular. Okay, but now how do I... Oh, Jesus. How do I... There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh. I wanted to do the big super special. Oh no. Maybe next round. Winner! We'll do Yuri first, and then Yuri, and then Billy.
Round 1. Baby, go!
Alright, there we go. Now, you see, King of Fighters 97 here, like, we're currently playing the arcade version, or, like, just specifically the Neo Geo version. Because the neat thing about the Neo Geo home console and the Neo Geo arcade games were that they were literally the exact same game. So, another quick, interesting fun fact about retro games is, and retro consoles, is that, like, you know, the Neo Geo home console was literally built to play the exact same arcade games that were being put into the machines. Which is why, comparatively, you know, your typical, you know, Super NES or Sega Genesis, you know, console game that was also, like, super popular at the exact same time that these Neo Geo games were being made available. You know, those would go for, you know, 40 to 60 bucks depending on popularity and how much development had gone into them. Or meanwhile, the Neo Geo home console was, you know, $500, and each game was going for anywhere from like 100 to 250, because you were literally just bringing the arcade game home. Hey, Sebi. Thank you for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Glad to see you, bud.
Round 4. Baby, go!
But as I was talking up the Sega Saturn versions of you know, some of the Marvel games that were happening at the time, and how they were near arcade perfect, same kind of goes with the Neo Geo games, yeah, particularly King of Fighters 97 here. You did have to import it straight from Japan, and so that meant that there was a very special... Oh, damn, I just got my ass handed to me, huh? Okay. So there was a special, you know, region cart that you had to install into the Saturn. And then there was an additional RAM cart that you had to put in. You had to handle all the, you know, animations and stuff. But because it was a CD-based console, that didn't mean that there was a ability to play CD audio tracks, between the matches. So, whereas here, like, you're getting all these awesome chip tunes, but in the Saturn version, and Blue Mary's track in particular, the CD version of her track is freaking amazing. She has her own theme song called the Blue Mary Blues. In this version of it, it'll be chiptune, but on the Saturn version, it's like a full-on like jazz band playing it, and you get it in like true CD audio. So one of the few and rare instances where the home version actually kind of surpasses its arcade original a little bit. I mean, otherwise, despite CD loading times between matches and shit like that, like again, it's another like near arcade perfect translation of the game brought to home, just with even better audio than the arcade.
Round 2. Ready, go.
Okay, here we go. Yes. Oh, yes. I love this super. Hell yeah, boy just goes fucking ape. You get to see Eeyore's true psychotic nature kind of break out there for a little bit. And that's why I play as this character. I love my edgelords. Oh man, so good. So happy I pulled that special off. And this is the only version of the game where he has that particular super. In every other game that he's in, it's modified slightly. Yeah, you already did all of the lifting that round. Didn't even have to break up my other two. Let's see here. Do blue.
Are you ready?
Oh, see, yep.
Round 1.
Choke on it.
Ready, go.
Wait, no, come on. Where's my move? I'm looking for a specific move. Didn't get a chance to pull it out. Never mind then. Alright.
Winner is Kensu.
Now it's just time to beat you with a stick.
2. Ready, go. KO. Winner is Billy. Round 3. Ready, go.
Now here's another interesting instance of chiptunes versus CD quality audio. Because the whole thing with Athena here is that she is a proper idol. When she's not busy street fighting, she has a whole like stage career that and that's also a big reason why her outfit consistently changes between games. Okay, so yeah, Psychopath versus Magical Girl Idol. Gets Magical Girl Idol wins. Oh well. Alright, here we go. Okay. So yeah, before I call it for tonight, I just kind of want to see if I can pull up the King of Fighters Blue Mary theme. Yeah, Blue Mary's Blues. Okay, so yeah, this is the King of Fighters 97 incarnation of it, but is it the chiptune? Okay, so this would be how it sounded in the original game, right? I'll actually pop this out so you can see it, just so you can kind of verify. Oh, shit. Yeah, see. So King of Fighters original soundtrack, right? Yeah, and all of its chiptune glory. Okay, but right. No, that's still chiptune version. All right. Oh yeah, the arranged version. Here we go. Yeah, see, now if you're playing it on Sega Saturn, here's how it sounded. Yeah, quite the difference, you would say. See, and the neat thing about this being on CD is that, you know, once you get done playing the game at home, you know, you can like take this and like throw it into your car, yeah, and then just rock this on sound system. Yeah. See, I remember like in particular, then like this is the one track that like stood out on the whole soundtrack. So yeah. But alright, yeah, that's going to do it for me for this week, folks. Thanks to everyone for stepping out. Mitesh, my buddy, thank you for coming out on the YouTube side of things. Tot, Sevi, everybody else that stopped by earlier on night over here on Twitch. Discord Light for dropping off the banana milk. Featherburbs, I saw you in there for a second. Don't think you went completely unnoticed. Chuny. Kumo for stopping in earlier, talking some Star Trek with me. I'll definitely have to catch up with you later on. And everybody else who stopped in. Melody there at the very beginning. Alright, but here we go. We'll jump back out here. Thanks everyone for coming out. I'll try to do this again next week. Hit me up on Twitter. I will go ahead and drop out that link here in the chat. Yeah, let me type it out here. Twitter.com/BR0. That's just the best way to remember that. So yeah, Twitter.com/VRBR0. And you can hit me up there if you want to talk about anything, especially Star Trek related, because even though that first season of Strange New Worlds just finished up, still very fresh in my mind, but anything Trek related that you want to talk with me at, yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah, or if we share Discord servers, you can always hit me up there, and any of the links, any of the DMs. All right. But we'll call it a night. Thanks for coming out, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.